Welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber CISSP Prepcast. This series helps you prepare for the ISC Squared CISSP exam with focused explanations and practical context. In this episode, we are going to focus on security documentation and governance metrics, two essential components of an effective cybersecurity management program. Security documentation provides structure, consistency, and accountability for how security is implemented and maintained throughout the organization. Governance metrics, on the other hand, provide the means to measure how well those implementations are performing, where the gaps are, and how security aligns with broader organizational goals. Security cannot be successful if it is undocumented, unmeasured, or misunderstood. Documentation provides the rules, expectations, and instructions that guide behavior. Metrics turn performance into visibility, allowing leaders to track progress, make informed decisions, and communicate risk effectively. Together, these tools empower a cybersecurity team to operate proactively, communicate strategically, and continuously improve. Let us begin by understanding the importance of security documentation. Security documentation is the structured, written record of your cybersecurity program. It captures everything from high-level strategies to operational instructions. Good documentation ensures that security is not left to interpretation. It establishes consistent expectations and procedures that everyone in the organization can follow. Without documentation, you cannot ensure that policies are applied uniformly. Employees may implement controls differently, interpret responsibilities in conflicting ways, or act on assumptions rather than shared standards. Documentation closes those gaps by codifying how security should work at every level. It also plays a critical role in regulatory compliance. Auditors often begin their reviews by requesting documentation. If your policies, standards, and procedures are unclear, outdated, or missing, it will be difficult to demonstrate compliance, even if your controls are technically sound. Documentation creates evidence. It shows that security policies are real, training has occurred, procedures have been followed, and incidents have been managed appropriately. Security documentation also enhances internal communication. When people can refer to documented procedures, they do not have to rely on memory, hallway conversations, or tribal knowledge. Documentation supports onboarding, reinforces training, and increases transparency. It is a communication tool that allows teams to work together more effectively and align around shared practices. Finally, documentation must be living. Cyber threats evolve, business processes change, regulations are updated. Documentation that sits untouched for years quickly loses value. For documentation to be effective, it must be reviewed regularly, updated when necessary, and kept accessible to those who need it. Let us now look at the key types of security documentation. Each type serves a specific purpose, and together they form a layered structure that supports the organization's cybersecurity framework. First, we have security policies. These are high-level documents that express the organization's security goals, principles, and expectations. They are approved by senior leadership and apply broadly across the enterprise. For example, a security policy might declare that all data classified as confidential must be encrypted during storage and transmission. Next, we have standards and baselines. Standards support policies by defining the minimum technical requirements. A standard might specify that encryption must use advanced encryption standard with 256-bit keys. Baselines provide predefined configurations for systems or platforms, such as a standard built for laptops or servers, that includes specific settings and software. Procedures come next. These are detailed, step-by-step instructions for performing specific tasks. Procedures might explain how to apply patches, investigate security alerts, or onboard a new employee securely. They provide operational clarity and ensure consistency in how controls are executed. Guidelines are also important. These are recommendations or best practices that are not mandatory, but help employees make smart decisions. For example, a guideline might advise on how to use public Wi-Fi securely when traveling, even if there is no strict policy on the subject. Finally, we have incident response plans. These are specialized procedures that detail how the organization will respond to security incidents. They define roles, escalation paths, communication protocols, and decision-making processes. These documents are critical for managing crises and recovering quickly and effectively. Let us now shift our focus to governance metrics for security management. Metrics are how we measure progress. They translate performance into numbers and trends that can be tracked over time. Governance metrics help answer critical questions. Are we secure? Are we compliant? Are we improving? Examples of common metrics include the number and type of security incidents detected over a defined period, the average time it takes to respond to those incidents, the percentage of systems patched within required timeframes, the number of failed login attempts, or the volume of phishing emails reported by users. Compliance audit scores and control maturity ratings are also useful indicators. These metrics provide insight into how well your security program is performing. They reveal weaknesses, highlight successes, and guide resource allocation. For example, if metrics show that patching timelines are slipping, leadership can prioritize investment in automation or staff training. If phishing simulations show high click rates, the awareness program can be adjusted. Metrics are also essential for communicating with executives, boards, and regulators. They provide objective data that supports strategic decisions and justifies budget requests. A good metric tells a story. It explains why an issue matters, how it is being addressed, and whether progress is being made. Effective metrics align with organizational goals. They should not exist in isolation. Instead, they should support broader objectives, such as improving risk posture, achieving compliance, or enabling secure innovation. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other podcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Now, let us talk about developing and implementing effective metrics. Not all metrics are created equal. A good metric is clear, measurable, relevant, and actionable. It provides insight, not just data. Start by defining the objectives. What are you trying to improve or understand? Then, determine what data sources are available. Choose metrics that can be collected reliably and consistently. Avoid vanity metrics, those that look impressive but do not drive decisions. A balanced metric framework includes multiple perspectives. Operational metrics show how well processes are executed. Technical metrics track system and control performance. Compliance metrics assess alignment with regulations and standards. Strategic metrics connect security to business outcomes. Automation tools help make this process manageable. Dashboards aggregate data, generate visualizations, and support drill-down analysis. This saves time and ensures consistency. Regular metric reviews are also essential. Monthly or quarterly reviews allow teams to identify trends, adjust priorities, and communicate results. Metrics should be presented clearly with context and recommendations. Collaboration with business units ensures metrics remain relevant. Security does not operate in a vacuum. Input from finance, operations, human resources, and legal ensures that metrics reflect the reality of the organization and support its strategic direction. Let us now turn to continuous documentation and metrics improvement. Just like your security controls, both documentation and metrics must evolve over time. Regular reviews should be built into your program to ensure that everything remains current and useful. Documentation should be reviewed after every major change, new systems, new policies, new regulations, or new incidents. Feedback from users should be incorporated to improve clarity and usability. Change logs should be maintained to track revisions. Metrics also require adjustment. A metric that was useful 2 years ago may no longer be meaningful. New threats, technologies, or compliance requirements may call for new ways of measuring performance. Lessons learned from audits or breaches can point to previously overlooked areas. Incident reviews provide critical insight. Every incident should lead to a documentation check. Were procedures followed? Did policies support or hinder response? What metrics helped identify the issue and what metrics failed to flag it? Cross-functional collaboration supports improvements, Security teams should work with technical experts to refine baselines, with compliance teams to align audit documentation, and with human resources to update policies for remote work or new hiring practices. The more perspectives involved, the more complete and resilient your documentation and governance approach becomes. In the end, continuous improvement enhances resilience. It ensures that your documentation reflects the current reality, it ensures that your metrics guide the right actions, and it ensures that your security program remains effective, accountable, and aligned with business needs. Thank you for joining the CISSP Prepcast by Bare Metal Cyber. Visit baremetalcyber.com for additional episodes, comprehensive CISSP study materials, and personalized certification support. Deepen your understanding of security documentation and governance.